that's the boot stripped. Before I make a custom floor or even start doing anything, we're going to deaden the whole floor of it, because it's really... There we go, nice clean boot, ready for deadener. So there we have a deadened boot. Yeah, I did a bit, Sam did a bit. Yeah, alright, so you get the idea. So these are the cardboard boot cut out, which is how it's going to be. Obviously I've just got to transfer that to MDF, but you get the idea. Alright, so there's our boot made. I've still got to add supports here to actually keep this up from doing that. So it's 2 pieces, they'll be carpeted in grey carpet, and the box will sit on that. So I'm going to add some supports, and then we can get the test box, or where it's at right now, in there, just to see, make sure it fits. So we got this one pretty level. Those 3 bits of wood are all attached, and that makes it very sturdy there. So that's obviously still removable. Definitely strong enough to stand on, jump on, whatever. So that'll take the weight. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do the other side now. There's the box I just want to put in there and test it. So that's where our batteries will go. I'm actually going to have the terminals face that way probably, but that's where one will go. And if he gets a second, we'll put it on the other side. I'm not sure which one will go on, but yeah. So that's that for now. Just testing that it fits. So there's the 2 sides of the boot, constructed. That's the shape, and that's the other one. So that one's all sanded, and 2 cutouts of where the wire will run through, the 0 gauge. You can see where the battery's going to sit, but yeah, kind of, it'll make sense once I'm finished. So anyway, I'm going to carpet that one now. Alright, so there's a test fit. The floor's built. I haven't done the battery sides yet, so I've just got it sitting in there. We've run 0 gauge, so we'll just test and fit it. So just a little progress. We're thinking a fire extinguisher there, because you have to have one because he's got batteries in the back. Yeah, it's just on the sides there, but obviously it'll be carpeted, but you'll see as it comes along. Well, they're the 2 bits for each side. One side of the car is just different, so that's why it's shorter, but you can see where the batteries are going, so that's that, and then there'll be a top piece covering all of that, so you actually won't see. The only bit that'll be visible is this front bit. So this whole outer side will be carpeted. So there we go, box in. We've got these side bits all wrapped, so they go right up to the edge there, like that, and kind of seal it off there. But you can see how that's in there. But yeah, so I've got to build a top for them still. But you can see where the batteries mount, and then there's also the holes. I can't really get the camera in there, but there's one there on the other side for the 0 gauge to run out. Getting the wiring done. 4 runs to 0, 2 for each amp. Then one's coming from the front, and then one's running to the other battery on the other side. And you got 2 grounds to that, 1 to the battery and 1 ground, like earth. So there's a shitload. There's, what is it? Almost 20 meters worth of 0 gauge. So in here now we have a ground made. We're using the stair wheel thread. I cleaned off all the paint and everything, so it's a nice solid bolt though. There's fuses just there. I deadened them on so that they're stuck on. 2 200 amp fuses. Alright, so there we go. There's all the rings and little terminals there. Those 2 there. There isn't a battery to go there yet. So it gets to this stage. Batteries in. We didn't get the tops finished for those tonight. The amps have 4 gauge inputs. I bought adapters to go from 0 to 4, but the amps have got the powers right next to each other. Normally they have a remote in the middle, but these amps don't, so they don't fit. And we've ran 4 gauge now for the amps, so we can actually hook them up. Brand new Stinger RCAs and remote wire, and we've got the battery in there. That was the tightest fit ever. And we've got our 0 gauge and 4 gauge hooked up, and there's also a spot there for obviously for the next battery. But yeah, alright, so the box is going to be now slid in to that gap. Sides are done. Amp rack is not done. It'll be done another week probably. But yeah, that's that. Cool. Let's stand back here. and that's where the fire extinguisher will go, because it's got external batteries, or internal batteries should I say. This is just a low power test pretty much. You want to shut it? Amp rack has already got to this stage. I didn't actually film anything, so it's pretty basic, just a flat amp rack to sit behind your seat, a few notches of wood there to hold that thing up. Yeah, it's nothing fancy. So they're the two bits of vinyl. You'll see when it's finished. It's going to have vinyl in the middle, and then on this, in those two, you can see the bits that are darker when it's glued, and then those outer bit and the middle strip will be all carpet. So they'll be the grey carpet to match. Milwaukee right angle drill. So like tight space. I could probably actually, where it is right now, I could get my normal drill in here, but later on you'll see why I need this guy. Zip tie of screws, and it's got a chuck on it that won't over tighten. That's it, just red flashes, done. So now we can push it back and just give them a rough idea of how it's starting to look. Two 2000 watt amps, 4 gauge RCAs and everything, just neatly zip tied kind of and screwed onto the back, and that goes down, and there's our wires. I've still got to cut them to length, all of the 4 gauge, so that's that, but it's all neat. So I'm just going to screw the amp rack directly into the floor I made, because the floor is MDF. Chucks out, but I want it tighter than that, so we'll go about 6. Yeah. To the amp rack, just there behind his seat, with the 2 sound streams. Yeah, it doesn't actually fit. And then we have, I mean it's a tight fit, but how else do you fit 2 amps in there? And then we've got the finished boot with the battery, well, 1 battery at the moment, but Roof 2, fire extinguisher. So we just DD1 and CC1 the amps, gain matched them, even though they're separate chambers, we gain matched them anyway, so everything's going to be equal. Yeah, you got heater room, you're not going to hit. So, alright, I'm going to give you one more look at the back, put the seats down, just so I can get a bit of room here. Alright, so you get 2 sound streams in there, 2Ks. Yeah, alright. Well, may as well see how loud it is. Yeah, we really need to dead this roof. Bad, isn't it? Peaks at 42, exactly the same as mine, with this tuned the same. Alright, yeah, just burp at 42.
Now?
Yep. Again. I think it's pretty good overall. As a disclaimer, I did that whole build, the boot floor, the battery holders, the box, and the amp rack for a cost price. Like, all he did was pay for materials. So if anyone's watching going, oh, you could have done more custom work than that, I did it for free. I mean, it was about 40 hours worth of labour in that one, I think. So yeah, but yeah, it was a good learning curve. That's why, that's why I did it for free, because I hadn't built a boot floor before. I hadn't either done as much vinyl work as that. So that was alright, it was good fun. It does 147 decibels, I know that, because he's been listening to it for a while. I only just finished the amp rack this weekend, but otherwise the amps were mounted on the seat. So that's that, that's done. Bass video of my Corona's coming next. I decided to put this up first because this has been like 2 months since I started this. We will be deadening the roof because that's terrible. That's probably one of the worst sounding roofs ever. It's really tinny, so that'll be coming up. It's, well, probably, I don't know, probably won't even bother filming that, but we're going to do it because it needs it. Yeah.